Hey everybody, thanks for joining us for Politically Incorrect Knitters. I am Deplorable Knitter. This is the lovely Ann Pinkova. And hey,
Hello.
thanks for joining us all late at night and whatnot. So, sorry we were late. Life.
Sorry.
Ann was doing like family stuff or something. I don't know. Nonsense.
Something.
So, hey, it's been a while. Sorry we're late. Well, not sorry. A lot of people like it this late, but
Maybe.
well, I think they do. But it's late here. And
Some
hey,
of us
before we
have
go,
some of us have work in the morning, so what's with
I
that?
know. I promised to paint my parents' deck tomorrow, and then I promptly forgot about it, and then I was reminded again today, and I was like, oh no. So yeah, we have work to do. But before we talk about stuff, how about you show us the yarn people can win for being our friends?
Yay! We are sponsored by Chicken Lady Fiber Arts. You can go to chickenladyfiberarts.com and get 20% off your order with code QUAIL20 PIK. And her quail colorway is out. It is very pretty. It's
I
very.
haven't seen it.
Oh yeah, it's lots of good oranges. You know how I
Oh,
like an
cool.
orange.
Anne loves an orange.
Yeah, big fan of the orange.
So.
But go ahead and check that out on her site. But the yarn you can win by commenting below after we go live when it's regular comments and not, chats.
Yeah, not while we're live on the actual replay episode. Sorry.
Right.
You just said live. I don't want people to be confused.
Oh yeah. Not current live comments. You have to.
Yeah.
Comments and comments. I won't confuse the issue. Chat, you are lovely. But comment once the video is over. It is called Tweet Us on Facebook. It is very, very pretty green. Tracking a little darker. And yeah, you can win this yarn by commenting.
I mean, it's a little late tonight, so the lighting might not be the best. Sorry, I'm having trouble with my camera. It doesn't quite want to stay where I want it. But yes, it's beautiful, beautiful yarn. Chicken Lady yarn is gorgeous. I don't have any in arm reach right now, but all of her colors are lovely. And Lynn is the super best because today I messaged her. I said, hey, do you have sport weight yarn? And she said, I sure do. And I said, I need these colors. And she said, when do you need them? And I said, it's me. I needed them. Yes. Like, I didn't plan ahead. So whenever you can get them to me.
Right.
And she's like, okay.
Like, cool. Lynn is the best.
She is the best. And if you need something, want something, she's usually pretty stoked to work with you. So it's awesome. Ooh, what's that color? Is that Blues Brothers?
It is the Blues Brothers. I'm looking at, in this lighting, it's tracking kind of purpley.
It is.
Actually, it looks kind of purpley, not just on a camera wise, but on like just me looking at it, even though it is a bunch of navy blues. So that is very cool. Yeah, this is the Jake and Elwood colorway, just to show off another one of her yarn.
Yeah. Cassie's asking if it's a good Slytherin green, or is it not that kind?
I would say it's a good Slytherin green. I mean, it's a little on the bright side more than an emerald.
Okay.
But I'd say it's worth
it.
But
cool. Right. And Liz is telling me that her sport weight is very nice, which is cool because I had to make a design in some, I don't know, random sport weight that I had, but then I decided I needed, not that. So it'll be Lynn soon, which will be good. No, that's a pretty color. So what do you want to tell us about, Anne? You want to start? I know that you've been knitting.
I have been. I finished my matching mitts for my sparrow hat and things.
Oh, now you can be a proper hobo.
Now I am a proper hobo. Though you may say that having an unfinished thumb makes me a better hobo because it's like, all laddering down and stuff.
Yeah.
But
a little bit less put together, but that's okay.
That's okay. Having finished ends on projects is for nerds like me. But yes, and I will get this to the testers. I need to review a couple things and do all that. So, yes.
Yep, cool.
Cassie says I'm the most fashionable cup jiggler girl.
She is quite fashionable. They're very lovely. Nice job.
Yeah, did that. Finished and sewed up my cowl, which I may have showed last time. But
it wasn't sewed up last time, so now it's a proper cowl.
Now it's a proper
so that's
cowl.
fun.
That's exciting.
Very good.
But the big one is that I have been working on my sweater.
Nice.
So here, it's very pretty. And there was 3 cables that I had to ladder down and fix, which I did. But that was me. Yeah, and it's pretty stiff yarn too. So, I mean, I wasn't like losing stitches. And
I was concerned with how you are, though, that it wouldn't just be a ladder down situation. It would be Anne being like a psycho perfectionist and ripping out inches of work. And I'm happy you didn't.
Oh, no.
I'm happy.
Though I will say that some of these kind of slip over cables, they're going the wrong way, but you really can't tell with those. So I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. See, these guys, you can't tell if it's the wrong way. You really can't. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. It's fine. These guys, though, they're bigger. You'd notice.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Anyways.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm working on that. I'm really enjoying this project, and I'm really hoping I have enough yarn for it because it's me. So
Anne likes to fly by the seat of her pants.
Exactly. I like there to be a little danger, a little intrigue, a little humor. We entertain ourselves here, knitting quietly at home.
Yep. For reals, yo.
Yeah, cool. So that's what I've been working on. What about you?
Well, I started this today. My husband and I went to our local brewery. It was the members' party. And so I got to sit quietly and knit for a while. And every third rib, there's like you can't really see it. I think my lighting's kind of bad. And the fact that it's kind of a variegated yarn, but it's kind of like a teeny tiny cable every third rib. Oh, there you can see it right there. And this is something that I'm just doing as I go along. So I'm thinking that in between the regular ribs might stop and it might turn into cables. I'm kind of playing with it. It's just been fun to knit so far. I was camping this week and I was working on my sweater. I didn't get that much done. But it's coming along, and I posted a photo of it, and in the photo I had my stitch stoppers on that are the Don't Tread on Me, the Gadsden flag, and everybody wanted to know where they were from, and I looked, and the place I got them from is sold out. But they were from a Whimsical Wood yarn, so if anybody wants to check, bookmark it and go check and see if she restocks. And I have a couple extra. They're going in my. They might be sold out because of me, because I bought a bunch of them. They're going in my Patreon boxes. So if you're a patron, hey, that's gonna be part of your August box that's going out soon. And I have an extra one or two, so maybe Anne and I will work together and give it away, or something. We'll see how that goes. But because that was everybody liked my knitting and the fact that I was camping and there was a little fire, but really the question was, where did you get those stitch stoppers? And unfortunately, you can't get them right now. So, yeah. So I was camping this week, and then I got to go see my hat in the exhibit, because where we camped was. We had to drive by. It was only like 10 minutes out of the way to get off the thruway and go visit the museum. So I did it with one of my friends. And I got up at 4:30 this morning and I wrote an article about it for Neil's magazine. So, hey, that's going to happen.
You're a champ.
And I'm also going to write more for my patrons. I had a lot of thoughts and feelings about seeing it. And I just didn't, it was too much to put in one article. Like if I could have done a series of them, I could have talked about things more, but I didn't want it to be too much technical. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I wanted it to be nice. And yeah, so look for that article because Neil's going to publish the next call for, because there's going to be an exhibition that starts in November, and Neil's going to publish all the info for that. And I talk about the whole thing in my article too. So you guys really need to read it because it's going to be, and when it comes out, I think it's coming out in like a week or something, probably around the 1st, right? Usually it does.
I think
I don't
so.
remember. But yes, you guys, we got to represent. I won't spoil what I wrote because I want you guys to go and read his article, but also I was the only conservative there out of all the pieces. My piece was the only conservative one. There were a couple that were not terribly political one way or another. And so the appeal is, please, please participate. If you have any desire to participate, talk to me. I will help you do it. Because sometimes it's overwhelming. You got to like write information about it. You have to submit photos and it's stuff you have to do. But seriously, I should not be the only conservative artist in a thing of 30 pieces.
Right.
And hopefully the next one will be more and there will be more conservatives or not even, how about like just not liberal? How about that? Texas Sheep Lady, the woman who does the, she said that she's surprised they let me participate. Anna and I've talked about it before, but the lady who puts it on is the reason she and I met. She has always, even though she's liberal, she's always been interested in all sides of why people craft, not just liberal reasons, but she was going to put on an exhibition that was conservative until COVID happened. So anyway, I feel like I'm a little rambly. I apologize. It's very late for me.
Oh, that's all right. And it's also, it's like oh, well, I don't want to go. They don't want me there. Well, it's an open invitation. They're not stopping people at the door.
It's an open invitation. And I was talking about it with my husband today. People think that they're the majority because we don't put ourselves out there for these kinds of things a lot. And I understand why. We're busy doing other things. But maybe we should be a little bit more vocal. And that's part of what I talk about in the thing I wrote for Neil. But I just, yeah, Anna and I stand up here. Neil stands up there. You know, we've got a lot of friends that are vocal, but we need help. We're only a few people. If you guys start joining us and putting yourselves out there too, that's going to help.
Right.
That's what I know.
Also, so much of kind of, leftist philosophy, this isn't political because what I state is just fact. That like they don't expect there to be opposition a lot of times. I mean, this is not an uncommon thing with talking to somebody and I've spoken to coworkers before when they're standing there and they're trashing Trump as if, well, of course he's evil. And there I am, Trump supporter girl. And it's the mentality of nobody I could possibly know could be a Trump supporter. And what you have to be there and be like, hey, I think differently.
Hey, I'm one. Yeah.
Hi, I'm one. It's not those people over there. It's me. Hi, I'm here. And pushing back on that, being more vocal about that is very helpful. Other people know that they're alone.
Yeah. Morgan wants to know if the submissions could be anonymous. That's something that I would be happy to ask the organizer about. She allows me to put my stuff up as Deplorable Knitter. My real name isn't attached to it. So she may not have an issue with that, or she may just want like a first name or something just to identify you, but it's not like it has to say that you're Ann and you live in South Dakota,
So I would say Ann and live in South Dakota, coincidentally.
Well, I was just, because I wasn't going to say my name. Everybody knows you.
But
But, I can ask for her. This is the kind of thing I'm talking about, though. I am thrilled to help you guys figure it out if you're interested. I know Neil has offered more than once that if you want to do one of his dissidents, he's happy for you to take the pattern, and because he cannot submit as he does not live in the US. So, yeah, I'm trying not to get rid. Yeah, but if maybe you just put down that you're Morgan and you didn't attach your last name to it and stuff, I don't. She's really cool. I can ask her. So, and I'll let you know.
We like Hinda.
We do like Hinda. And coincidentally, we do plan to have her on. We asked to have her on this summer, but she was so busy with the exhibition that she wasn't able to. But she did mention, I think, around this time of the year, so I'll have to reach back out to her. She's I really enjoy her. She's writing a book. I think it leans heavily on abortion topics, but she and I had a great lunch talking about different things, and people are different. That doesn't mean we can't participate in whatever. I don't know.
Speaking of,
right, Anne?
That's right.
Okay. You let me get off my soapbox. I apologize, friends.
No, I was just going to go, speaking of, so RFK Jr.
I know, right? Dude. Which of black patterns would be appropriate? I would suggest that you reach out to Neil and find out from him which ones he thinks may work well for the thing. Because he does have the details and he has all his patterns. So, just FYI. Okay, sorry, Anne. I did not mean to interrupt you.
No, and before we get off onto politics, sorry, I'm going to interrupt myself. Why not?
Go for it.
All of the Shark Week things will be mailed this week, which is pretty exciting. All mailed out tomorrow. So that is all of the cards. I did all of them. I just want to say, please clap. And thank you. And all the prizes too go out for that.
Awesome.
And also the Shreddy Shredder Challenge winner and our last giveaway.
And do you remember the name of the person that won the Olympic knitting? I don't have it written down, but that person has not contacted me. So
Stibers Fibers.
If you're around, let me know, because I have a prize for you if you feel like you might want a prize. I mean, they're fun and stuff.
You want to knit along, so I'm guessing you want a prize.
I mean, yeah, you were doing the thing. But anyway, so sorry guys, it's been a long day. It's been a very long week. I had a great time camping and stuff, but I was telling Anne the other day, we went camping at the beginning of the week, and at the end of the week, one of my kids had a birthday. So all I've done for approximately 5 days is load things into my car, drive somewhere, unload them, then load them back in and then drive home, and then put them away all week long. I'm over it.
Game of Tetris.
Oh my gosh. I swear, I feel like a pack mule. Just like, all right. But that's okay. We're all good.
Anyways, important news this week. Politics.
What? We don't talk about that.
Crazy. Okay. If y'all haven't seen RFK Jr.'s speech endorsing Donald Trump, and then the same speech the same day where they're on stage together, go out and listen, because they're both so good.
I missed the second one. I watched RFK, but I didn't have time to fit in the one with him and Trump. So you can fill me in.
Oh, it's all good. And beginning with RFK Jr.'s speech that he did, it's not a full suspension of his campaign. He is withdrawing his name in the 10 battleground states and endorsing Trump. Go ahead.
he's encouraging people that are in red or blue states to vote for him if that's what they were going to do. Because he was talking about, which I did not know, that he could, if it's a contested thing, he could somehow get into the White House, which I don't know all the rules, but I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
He seems to think he has a shot, but it's pretty cool that in the battlegrounds he realizes that he was going to hurt Trump and that, you know.
Right. Yeah, that was a pretty cool deal. But okay, again, his voice is hard to listen to, but he started immediately with his withdrawal. It's like, okay, let me talk. The media censorship of his campaign, and he talked about, it's like, okay, I polled 20% and I've been doing interviews all day every day since my campaign, and not a single mainstream liberal channel would have him on. He is a Democratic candidate, that is his party, and not CNN, not NBC, not anything. He wasn't allowed in debates. They did not want anything to do with him.
Well,
that
oh, sorry,
go ahead.
I was just gonna say, and I didn't realize, like, the lawfare against Trump has been super obvious, but I didn't realize that they were doing it to him, that he was getting the signatures to get himself on the ballot, and then the DNC was like taking him to court, or not the DNC, but the Democrats were taking him to court to like contest it every time, like.
Yeah.
And that was part of his speech, that this is not the party of my father and my uncle. This is not, the things that they stand for now are not anything that they used to stand for. And I thought that was really, I mean, it's got to be hard to stand up against something like that when you're part of a legacy, right? Like,
right. Well, yeah, and Marianne Williamson has been talking about that too. It's like, okay, she's nuts. She's told Green Party whatever, but it's like, well, the crazy people have a vote too. You are allowed to vote from the crazy, communist Green Party lady. So it's like they've been trying to stop her and trying to shut her up, and she's been going on about this as well. And RFK headlined that the press was the stenographers of the Democrat Party. And then it's like, well, they're not completely responsible for eroding democracy in this country, but they didn't stop it, was his line. Like, whoa, he went there.
No, yeah, he didn't pull any punches, and I appreciated that. Like, he talked about, I started as a Democrat, they were terrible, I went to be an independent because it was all shit. Like, he was just telling it how it was, which was nice.
Right. And with his thing too, it's like, okay, I don't agree with RFK on everything. Okay, but what he came out and said, he's like, this is about censorship. This is about big pharma and the FDA and all of these regulations and how they're hurting people. And he talked about the Ukraine war. And that was the one that I think he punched hardest with, about it all being a proxy thing. I'm like, holy crap, dude, he went for it. And
one of his points, though, was that back in the day, they weren't about the wars. They weren't the party that was doing that stuff, and now they're doing whatever they can.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I keep interrupting you, Anne. I'll stop.
Honestly. But no, it's all good. No, it was a really good speech. Really enjoyed it. And then the stream I was watching, it cut to the middle of Trump's speech, and Trump was talking.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No,
I didn't mean to do that.
That's fine. No, and he was. It's been crazy. And it's kind of like how it's the Republicans who are talking about, it's like, well, so Kamala is in without a single vote from her own party. And that's heckin' weird, guys. That
was a point he pushed hard on.
Right.
Was the primary, they knew he was cognitively functioning, and they didn't let the people vote, and they put her in without a vote. And he was really calling them out on stuff that a lot of conservatives have been saying, but I haven't heard anybody that was more his area saying it. So it was kind of like, and can I just say, apparently his sister, I think her name is Carrie Kennedy, she's an idiot. And she said some dumb shit about him, like how embarrassed they were and how terrible it was. And then she was posting pictures of herself with like Stacey Abrams at the DNC, and it's like, honey, and, and people she was like calling him out, and then people were on her post like, nobody knows who you are. The only reason that they know who you are is because of your brother and your father. So like, I don't know who you think you are, but
and it's like, I'm so embarrassed of you. It's like, I'm going to take pictures with Stacey Abrams, the failed gubernatorial candidate, the part-time erotica writer. Not to hold that against her, but she doesn't have much of a, resume except for that. And
apparently her books aren't even any good though. Like,
yeah.
if you're gonna be a writer, like, try to do it okay. Like,
And one time they tried to put her on Star Trek Discovery as the president of Earth, which ego much.
But, yeah, right. No, but it's just, I guess my point about that is that, like, this dude apparently has nothing to lose. He's decided that he kind of like was like, I don't love like siding with Trump, but I'm going to do it because I think that that's how we're going to fix things. And that's, yeah, I reposted something that he wrote about MAGA, that MAGA is not the hate thing that everybody made it out to be. It's about people being, passionate about their country and proud, and it's not about taking rights away, and it's not about, and he said the same things that we've all been saying, but like I said, it hits different coming from somebody who is as highly respected as he is, and who, I don't know, you know what I mean? It's not the same as like you and me saying it. It's somebody that, yeah.
It reminds me of what some people were saying at the beginning of his candidacy. And it was kind of like, I don't know, is he going to be a spoiler for Trump or is he going to be a spoiler for the Democrat Party? And there was a bit of a joke saying that it's like, well, you know what white liberal women really love? A Kennedy. So maybe we do have a problem here. It's like, well, that in a sense may help that way with his endorsement. But no, also I think it proves that he's serious about what he says and that he's willing to work with other people. And again, mainline, his platform is very different from Trump's, and there's a lot of things that we would disagree with. But what were the two main things that it's like, no, I like this guy and I want, I like these parts of his platform. And it was that he wanted to look into assassinations, which was the first thing that Trump said. He came out, they had a handshake, fireworks went off. It's a brilliant picture, but he's all Bobby this and Bobby that, and they're all buddies now. But he's like, okay, we're going to do a commission on assassinations. We're going to, basically release the Kennedy files. And, we're going to find out what happened with all of these government agencies and what's going on, guys. And then the other thing was like, no, we're going to look into the FDA and we're going to find out why Americans are so sick with all these food regulations. And we're going to put him in charge of that. Those were the things, because most of the people on the Republican side who were like, maybe I do like RFK Jr. was over the vaccine thing and over seed oil things and stuff like that. And Trump is, drinking Diet Coke and eating McDonald's. I don't think he's, getting, 6 hours of sleep or less a night. He's just going. So it's not like he's like, ultra healthy guy. This is his stuff. So he's just like, no, this is important to people. Let's look into what's important to people. Let's get to the bottom of these problems. Let's see. Let's have some clarity on these issues. You're worried about this? You're in charge. Okay, let's do this, because people the constituents, the people who rule, are saying, hey, why isn't anyone fixing these issues? Why do we have all these things with the FDA? Why are they so corrupt? Why is there so much kickbacks? Why are we approving unhealthy things for food and water and other stuff? Let's look into it. And that Trump takes that issue. He's like, okay, lots of people are concerned. I'm taking this issue seriously, and we're going to do it. That is huge.
Mm-hmm.
But
it is.
But also, I mean, it's the difference too. That's like, okay, this thing with RFK Jr. is really big and it's really helping the campaign. And some people are like, oh, well, you know, too much. It's like, unity is great. I love unity. Let's work together for a common goal. Fantastic. And again, RFK also mentions foreign policy, anti-censorship, these issues that he's really big in and that, you know, can agree on. But with this, you're like, I don't know, you know, too much unity with Democrats, sometimes too big of a tent. We want to keep the straight line. He was not made the running mate, however. JD Vance was made the running mate, and JD Vance is doing a fantastic job. And it's, you know, sometimes like, oh, well, maybe it's this, maybe it's that. It's like, no, we're talking to people, we're bringing people in, we're doing this, but also Trump, well, we all know that he's a lot of, you know, fluff and bluster, but look at what he does. Look at what he's saying. And it's like, oh yeah, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. It's like, yeah, we're going to have unity with these Democrats who who feel that their party has left them behind. And then Trump on the Trump team platform is going on. It's like, no, and this is going to be our punishments for people who cross the border and human traffickers and people who abuse children. And it's a very serious platform. We had the DNC. I don't know if you watched any of the DNC.
I was camping. I didn't have TV.
Oh, you didn't miss much. Not that I watched it extensively either. I like popped in for a little bit for a few live streams, but not anything.
Before you go on, I know you have a point, but I heard the first night of the DNC, they mentioned Trump 140 times, and the entire time in the RNC, Biden was mentioned twice. And I just thought that was really interesting because they don't have anything else to say other than how bad Trump is. They have nothing of substance to say except Orange Man bad. So I just thought that was interesting.
No, on the last night of the DNC, they had that weird thing. I don't know if you saw where they were like, yeah, there's a special guest tonight. This is big. This is that. And people were saying, I think it's Beyonce. I think it's Beyonce. No, it could be Taylor Swift. No. The special guest last night of the DNC was Kamala Harris.
But we knew she was coming.
Yes, because it's the last night of the DNC, and that's when you show up when you're the candidate.
But she wasn't like a surprise. Was she?
No,
were people surprised?
There was a space in the things. It was just a hype for someone we all knew who was going to be there anyways, or maybe somebody canceled, or maybe they had to get anybody to watch the show by saying that there was going to be a special guest.
That's interesting.
No, I was
going to tell you something, but it's gone. So okay.
Okay. No, but with the DNC, watching a little bit, and Biden had 4 people introduce him, and one of them was his daughter, which is who you are out there. But the fascinating difference between the DNC and the RNC is that when the Democrats get up, they build a narrative immediately. Jill, oh, there goes, come back. To Jill Biden, when she gets up, it's all, Joe.
Sorry.
You're back.
My phone went to sleep. I didn't know what happened. Sorry.
I'm nervous here.
I know. I'm sorry. So you were saying Jill was building a narrative. That's what I heard.
No, but that's all she does. There was no substance in what she said. It was like, oh, Joe, he still makes my heart flutter. I'm like, yes, exactly when you first got together, when you cheated on your respective spouses. It just like makes your heart sing, doesn't it?
Oh,
Just when you
it's
see
just
him.
so sweet. What a
No,
love
but
story.
I know, what a love story. Just wow. And the entire thing was built up with oh, we are just a small Midwestern family in perfect lighting. No, we're just, or Delaware, we're just we're just middle class. It's just sweet. When Ashley Biden got up, it's like, then I went to meet my father on the whatever Amtrak train. And as it pulled into the station, it was all of these needless details in the story, but it was all to paint a picture. Okay, when Trump talks, he can't help but talk about policy. And you're like, oh, he gets distracted. He's like, is this a great crowd? This is a great crowd. We're going to do a poll. And he will go straight to policy, and it will be like minutia with, let me tell you about Boeing jets. Let me tell you about Iran. Let me tell you about what I think about the Israeli-Palestine situation. And this is awful. I can't believe it. When he gets distracted, it's because of another point of policy, because he has so much to do. When Jill gets up and she's like, oh, and Joe, he's just the best. And he's so brave. He's so brave to step down. And he's just the kindest man, when he's talking to us at the dinner table or helping his kids with their homework. And it's like, yep.
Or sniffing them and taking showers with them. I mean, whatever. Yeah. Whatever your family does, I guess. It's apparently fine.
Something. How many grams are in a pound? It really, really helps Hunter. But beyond that, it's good to get those conversions in your head.
Yep, that is something.
That is very good. Yeah, Hunter not appearing. You could kind of see him backstage. But it's so proud of their. And again, it was the big emotional. And when Beau Biden died, it's like, nobody knows who Beau is. Why are we talking about Beau? I mean, of course, he's the president's son, but it's like every time we bring him up, it's this big emotional appeal. But it's like not an important person in this narrative. People, every time, the Trump kids get up, they're not talking about their mother. They're not doing these things all the time. It's unnecessary. But, and also, it's not to the point. Again, from the Republican side, we would think of it's kind of, yes, you talk about the emotional things, and certainly, with victims, they told their stories a lot at the RNC, but it was confined to, I'm bringing this up to make a point, and this is to affect a direct policy point. We're not just like, I don't know, it's kind of poor taste to air your dirty laundry, even if it's something personal to you. And that's kind of like, this isn't for everybody necessarily when you're talking. Like, some things are obvious, like things that have happened to you that are obvious, but you don't air everything. And it was the pretense of airing everything because we're such close buddies. And it's like, this is so fake. You are not this person. You are not nicey nice. Joe Biden is not sitting there, at the dinner table just simpering about how great a family he has. He's a nasty dude. But also, it's like, it's kind of the Kamala Harris thing where, yeah, she washes her collard greens in the bathtub. It's like, no, honey, she doesn't do her own cooking. And believe me, she can afford a big enough sink. Like, what sort of mental narrative do you need to imagine that's true?
But why do we need to know that, whether or not it's true?
No, it's weird. But also, it's a building up of a narrative. It's a relatable moment, guys. We all do this. It's like, that's no, you don't.
Interesting. That's not one I've heard ever from anybody.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Kamala Harris, not a cook.
No, I don't. I mean, I don't know. Maybe when she's being mamala, she is. I don't know what the hell she does. I don't think so, though. I don't think it's so warm and fuzzy. No, I'm not going to say that. So anyway, I've seen more Tim Walz than I've ever wanted to in my whole life. I think that's what I was going to tell you when you and I were watching it together, Anne.
Like we all the time always do. I'll just pop by your place. We'll do some popcorn.
But while I was watching RFK, Tim Walz kept popping up like I was watching it on the wrong channel, obviously, because like every 3 minutes there was a commercial, which was painful. But it was him every time. Hey, if you give us some money, you'll win a chance to come and campaign with us. You guys are campaigning? I didn't know that.
Crazy.
But anyway, I don't like anything washed in the bathtub. Yeah. The Texas Chief Lady, the problem with the internet is that now I know way too much about people, and I'll probably never eat at anybody else's house ever again, because I've seen some weird stuff where people like dump food directly into their sink without any sort of receptacle, and they're like making macaroni and cheese in the sink basin, and I'm sorry, I have to go die now. I will never eat at anybody else's house ever again.
Well, I don't do that, I promise you.
No, I trust you, but you're like family. Yeah. The people I don't know. You know what I mean?
We're internet married.
Yeah, no, I would trust you. You don't seem gross. Although apparently you can't tell. I'm punchy. I'm sorry. I'm not even making sense. Well, this reminds me of Richard Roper on Three's Company trying to be cool. I don't know who that is. I don't know that I ever saw Three's Company, Liz. I'm sorry. But I don't know. I mean, while we were talking about RFK, somebody in the comments was saying, well, you know, he tried to get a spot in Kamala's cabinet last week. And I mean, it could be true. He is a politician, and he does have things that he's trying to push. And so I don't know, maybe that's the case.
Part of his own speech was that nobody would talk to him from Kamala's campaign at all. Mm-hmm. Like, Trump campaign would pick up if he calls.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's something in itself.
Yeah, I mean, he could have been interested in working with them. He was a Democrat. I mean, that's where his loyalties fall, you know. He did say in his speech that it was hard on his family for him to make this choice to throw his stuff behind, his support behind Trump. So, you know, I respect somebody who believes in something enough that they will do the hard thing. Right. He believes in the health that the health of our country is important enough that he will do something that maybe but that wouldn't be his first choice because he feels so strongly about these things. Mm-hmm. You know, and he sees that out of the choices that we have, that's the best choice. I don't know. Just saying.
Yeah. Yeah, his wife isn't into it. Mm-hmm. Just a comment on the comments. Yeah. But yeah, and then instantly after he's like, I endorse Trump, they're like, and by the way, he sold cocaine in college. We're like, we all know he was a drug addict, actually.
Who did?
RFK Jr.
Oh, good for him.
Shows the spirit.
Dude, I said it last week and I will say it again. We live in the world of the internet now. Mm-hmm. Show me somebody who hasn't done something that they're not proud of, that everybody can know about now because we live in this world.
Right. And it will only come out if he supports Trump. And also they did it with a quite good looking photo of him when he's younger. It's like, look at this stud. He sold cocaine. It's like, whoa, we're not gonna. And as often said, it's like, first off, people, I'm not saying I support the selling of cocaine. Let's make that clear. But it's like, no, we have all of these candidates with, you know, Obama did drugs, and Kamala said that she was smoking weed and listening to Tupac before he could have listened to Tupac. And then she was laughing about it while she was jailing other people for drug offenses. So to say it's like, oh yeah, RFK did this or that is quite hypocritical.
Yeah. No, I don't know, man. I do know that people suck. I mean, that's a thing.
Mhm.
But I just, this whole, people have always done stupid shit, and they will continue to do stupid shit. It's
Mhm.
just that it's better documented now.
Yeah.
And I don't know. If he's continuing to sell cocaine, I would have an issue with it. But okay.
Did he sell it to the White House? Because then nobody has an issue with it. Don't ask. Please don't. Don't. Nope.
But no, what I was gonna say is I love my husband. He and I have been together for almost 15 years now, right?
Mhm.
But we got together later in life. He was already 30. I was closing in on 30, right? So we were older. He tells me stories about the stuff he did in college. If I had met him back then, I would have run as fast as I could have in the other direction. One of his stories involves him telling a girlfriend to pick him up at the couch that's on fire in the road. Okay?
Mhm.
So I think that maybe that's why I have this feeling about, like, okay, so he did stupid stuff in college, because the dude I'm married to now wouldn't light a couch on fire in the road, most likely. But he thought it was a great idea when he was 18. So I don't know. We all do these things. I don't know. Why
No,
didn't he
big
drop
word.
out completely? So why didn't he drop out completely? His son recorded Trump and went off that Trump didn't offer him the VP position. I'm cautious. Well, I mean, he did this after Vance was already picked, so that's kind of a thing.
Right.
But
And
he,
also, I would say the differences between Trump and RFK are large enough that you don't want him to be VP. Like I said, that he's medical thing is what the Republican base love him for. Let him do the
mhm,
medical. That's great. The FDA, great. Commission on Assassinations, fantastic. Let's do it. But you
right,
don't
and
want it. It's like Tulsi too, that it's like she is kind of for gun control. I mean,
yeah,
she's yeah,
but I also think that part of the reason that RFK didn't drop out completely is because if you listen to his speech, he talks extensively about all of the work that people did to get him on the ballot, to get him the ability to run. And I don't think that that's something that he wanted to fully give up. But he also didn't want to screw with Trump in the swing states, which is why he decided to pull himself off of those states, which dude, the guy's ambitious. He's a politician. His family is a family of politicians. I see where he's coming from. He wants to be in the White House. Just because he doesn't see a path forward. He said that too, that with him not being able to debate, without him being able to get interviewed, without all of those things, yeah, Tree says he's terrible on a lot of things. You know, but I think that after you have people, he talked about one guy who lost 25 pounds because he was doing so much door to door and walking and campaigning for him, that you have people and stories like that, you don't just want to give up on them.
right.
But I don't know. That's just my thought. And Tara, yeah, my husband's not going to tell my kids what he did either. I see. She said that her husband has to lie because he was awful. That's my point, though, is that people do stuff when they're young, and it's okay.
Yeah.
We all
And
do.
help to Naughty Flowers in the chat. I met her in person once and she was delightful.
Well, that's nice. I
Yeah.
still haven't met any of our people in person yet, except you. Never.
Well, I was
Not a
very
single
important.
one. Well, you are very important.
I'm just saying,
And
not to toot my own horn here, but
yeah, I don't know. I just find it weird that I live in New York, but people find you in South Dakota. Like, I would just assume that people are like, oh, hey, I'm in New York. But no, never. So, anyway, just seems less, South Dakota seems less obvious. That's all I'm saying.
It is.
I can't concentrate on my knitting anymore. I'm too tired.
It's okay. I just hit a cable roll. So.
Yeah. Yep, this is exactly it. He'll siphon votes from Kamala Harris in blue states and will help Trump in battleground states by not being on the ballot. PIK meet up at Rhinebeck. I'm not going to Rhinebeck. I'm sorry.
I know.
This is why I've never met anybody.
I know.
Like, no, I'm not going to do that.
Like Rhinebeck would be an absolute disaster, but also
It'd be excellent.
Would be.
That's one of those things, though, that we need to, if we're going to do it, we'd have to plan it in advance because, like, Anne would have to come.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, and also, okay, there's a lot of cutesy, podcasty, knittery things that we just straight up don't do. Like, I
don't know what you're talking about.
No, but
the woman who's streaming at 10:30 at night because we couldn't even get ourselves together to tape this week.
Like,
it was a bad week.
We're busy, and this upcoming week also going to be busy. Tuesday's going to rock, though, because we have famous artist Bertie Rose is going to join us on Tuesday, so I'm very excited.
I missed her.
But yeah, I missed her too. She's so cool.
Actually, Anne, the next couple of weeks are going to suck. We're going to have to talk about that because I'm going out of town again.
Okay.
We're going camping again because I haven't put enough things in my car and then taken them out. So, just so you know.
We need to. More putting things in cars and taking them out.
Well, the next time we go, it's the first day of co-op, and I will have to leave with my children directly from co-op, which means I will pack the things in the car the night before, drive them. They get the extra trip to co-op, and then we get to go to the camping. It'll be a thing. It'll be great.
Yeah.
So
anyways, cutesy podcast things. I would have to, like take that baton of sparkle and grab that stick, and then be the happiest pale pink little podcaster and talk about colorway names and my gauge and like technical terms, and it'd be very cute. And I'd have a Rhinebeck sweater, and it would be by a popular designer whose name I probably don't know now, but everyone will know what it is. It'll be great. But yes,
do we have to? That sounds terrible. I don't want to. You can't make me.
Okay. Never mind. We will slide in late. We'll wear a sweater or something that we made 2 years previously, not for the event, and we'll get milkshakes.
Oh, I love milkshakes.
Yeah.
And I've been losing weight, and I haven't been eating as many milkshakes, so I could go for one. Don't forget the glitter. The craft piece. So my kids made my aunt a card, and they put glitter on it because once upon a time, my mom bought her niece a craft kit with glitter in it, and she opened it in the car, and her mother now hates glitter. So anytime my kids make her something, I have them put glitter on it because she despises it, and it's hilarious. So anyway, that's my story about glitter.
They love it. It's such a fun crafting implement.
I hate it. So I took the tablecloth off my table, and there was glitter stuck into the laminate on my table. I cannot get it off. I don't even know where it came from. We didn't even have that color. I don't know what happened. Liz is saying that they're Stepford knitters, the Rhinebeck knitters. Some of them are lovely. Some people have absolutely lovely podcasts where they just talk about actual knitting. I can't do it.
Everybody has fun in their own way and have their own things that they enjoy to watch. That's fantastic. Good for them. I ain't that girl, but good for that girl.
This is the most I've knit in 3 weeks, a month. I can't talk about colorway names and gauge. I don't even know who made this yarn. It was in a ball.
Sorry,
I didn't mean to interrupt you again.
No, totally. But it's like the high production value. It's like, look, I'm not knocking high production value. If you want to do a lot of jump cuts and a lot of pretty little scenes and a lot of, this is my house, that's awesome. I watch some other shows that do that. That's great. That's not really what we do here. Just saying.
I gotta say, everybody is different, and I appreciate that. And I'm glad that you and I are not that, because I try really hard to like be together and do things. But let's be honest, I'm lucky that I got up and I took a shower today and I made it here. Sometimes that's all you can ask for. That's cool. People are. What's Culver's?
It's a Wisconsin chain.
Oh.
They have made it all the way to South Dakota, but their big thing is the custard, and they have butter burgers. And they were the first like chain fast food store that had ever had fried cheese curds at. Other places have them now, but no, they were the first, again, that I had ever been to. But
Diana, thank you. She said it's like sitting at the popular kids table at lunch. Everyone is the same. No thanks. I'd rather sit with the free thinkers. Yeah, I never really wanted to be a popular kid.
Well, the free thinkers have their own dogma at times. So,
That's what it is. I don't know. The best cheese curds in the world. Well, one of these days I'll have to take kid number 2 there because their favorite food is cheese curds. And
it's a pretty good favorite food.
So, and we can't get them anymore. The place that we used to go to stopped making them. And now on occasion they'll say, do they have cheese curds? And I have to say, no, I'm sorry, they still don't have them. And it's very sad for all of us. But I think we've gone off topic. So is there anything else we should talk about?
We are nearly at an hour, and it is late.
I know.
As you got up early. I got to get up early tomorrow. It's a whole
paint a whole deck tomorrow.
Yeah. Watch out for those. Deck paint is no joke. The stain on that. Yeah.
My kids are supposed to be helping, which means that not only am I painting a deck, but I will also have to listen to them complain the whole time we do it. So that's going to be fantastic. My favorite ever.
Fantastic.
Come visit. I don't know when it's going to happen or if it will, but this is a little tangent. It has nothing to do with anything. But before we had kids, my husband and I talked about getting a small RV and kind of doing like a cross-country kind of trip thing, kind of long trip thing. And he works from home. So as long as we could get to places that have like internet, I kind of want to do that. We homeschool. How fun would it be to homeschool and like see different things and like visit Anne and then put her in our little RV and drive across to Mount Rushmore.
Kidnap me.
Right. Like, hey, Anne, get in. Get in, nerd.
Get in, nerd. I'll be back there like, I've been stolen.
No, you'll be back there with the kids. It's going to be my third kid in the back seat.
Going to be back here saying, you're out of fruit snacks and better be a rest stop.
Oh, I always bring fruit snacks.
There
and granola bars.
Hey.
Goldfish. I mean, we always have the snacks.
See? Perfect road trip then. Who could complain? I can be your third kid. That's fine.
Yeah. Yeah. You can go around with us. But I got to convince the husband. I don't think he'll do it, but Who is Nitty Natty? And what does she do? Does she drive around in a RV? Is that what you're telling me?
She does. She's very cutesy.
Well, Cassie said that she tried to watch her, but she was annoying to her. So I've never seen her.
Again, I saw one, it might have actually been her Rhinebeck video or another yarn festival things, but yeah, she goes around and she talks to different people. But it was very much like the Disney Channel. Like it was it was almost like an infomercial because she's very bright and she's very happy, and she had very light boppy, sort of pop music, but not really music in the background. And she was and she went around the event. She's like, okay, here are the vendors, and she would focus in on certain vendors, and she would say, oh, and this is their yarn base, and this is their yarn, and this is how much it is, and everything. And here's all the food vendors and all of this. So from that, okay, and she must have edited the crap out of it, because again, it was very, very high production value, very high cuts. So while everything was happy and rosy and this is Rhinebeck and this is whatever, it was very useful if you were just saying, hey, I've never been to Rhinebeck before, what can I expect out of this and who's going to be there? And maybe you might see someone in their video and you'll be like, that yarn's beautiful, and she'll be like, well, this is what they're called, go on their website. So it's very useful from that way, but also it was, I don't know, kind of sickly sweet for me. But
yeah,
she runs a business on it. Good for her. People like
good
happy.
for her. You made me laugh though, because you said that she's kind of almost Disney with like the music and aesthetic and whatever. And
Yeah.
honestly, if we were on a road trip in an RV, it would be like death metal. It would not be that vibe.
I know that vibe would be like he's sitting there, with our various t-shirts, Gooding, Ripivers, and
Cool.
big sunglasses, and we'd be like,
Mine is a Target special, but it says "We're all mad here." And it's the Cheshire Cat. It's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
It's just one of them things because we were all a little bit off here. UK Roadshow coming to Charlottesville. Black metal knitting road trip. See, I personally am not into death metal, but my husband is, so we have to
respect his culture.
I mean, he likes to drive and he likes to listen to his music while he drives, and I can't see me driving an RV, so it is what it is. No, the kids and I, we like pop.
Mm-hmm. See, sorry, we're just going off. It's late at night, guys. Sorry.
I know.
But for car music for me has to be a little bit trashy. Like it has to be like the Twilight soundtrack. Like a little bit of emo, a little bit of like, am I going to listen to this in my kitchen? No, that's house music. This is driving music. I'm punk kid now. Let's just
he won't let me listen to it.
The Daredevil soundtrack with the Evanescence, peak. You're like, this is dreadful. This is terrible. I'm like, yeah, and I'm cranking it up. You better sing. Come on.
Yeah, no, somebody said I can knit while he drives. In theory, that's a fantastic idea, but I get terrible motion sickness and I can't knit. Even if I was knitting like straight up stockinette, didn't have to look, makes me sick. I don't know why. It's terrible. We take 2 days to drive to Florida, and I can't do it.
Mind. I'm sorry. Yes, I have the Crow soundtrack in my car. Sorry. Funny. I love The Cure. That's what kind of road trip this would be. You'd be like, these are some bad choices, and I'd be like, yeah.
I'm trying to remember. I can't remember the name of the station. Mark, he and I like to listen to Lithium. That's the one station we can agree on. It's kind of like the 90s. It's like Nirvana.
I don't know my serious stations, but yeah, okay.
It's like Smashing Pumpkins, and it's Stone Temple Pilots, like that kind of stuff. So it's all right. But I don't know the Crow soundtrack. I would have to.
It's bad.
It's bad.
Oh.
The cat's trying to get in.
No,
She's been locked out for too long.
Oh no. But yeah, generally in my music, I'm like, British.
She likes weird music.
And
she likes weird music.
I do. I'm sorry.
And she's tried to tell me about it, and I go, I don't know what that is. It's kind of like when we talk about TV shows. I'm like, okay.
Like, that's nice. Musicals are fun too. I like musicals. And Fred Astaire. Like I said, Fred Astaire's the real king of pop, okay? I'm just saying.
Okay.
I'm done. Anyways, we were leaving.
We were. That was like 45 minutes ago. I don't know, man. Texas Sheep Place still trying to figure out what cheese curds are. They're like kind of like mozzarella sticks, but small. They're like chunks of, I don't know, are they cheddar? They're not cheddar, are they? Are they mozzarella?
They can be mozzarella or cheddar, other things. But yeah, like when you form the cheese in like the big bag, you get little chunks of cheese. The cheese doesn't come out in squares naturally. They come out in little balls.
It comes out in little crumbles, and then they batter them, and then they fry them, and they're delicious. So, all right, we're gonna go because it's 11 o'clock here. I never stay up this late. I'm gonna go out there. My husband's gonna say, "Why don't you stay up this late with me?" Because he likes to stay up late, and I like to go to bed. So then I'll have to sit there and watch something I don't want to watch. So there you go.
Unfortunate.
It's all right. It's been Top Gear lately. I've learned all about kinds of cars that I never knew existed. So
ooh, British or American?
British.
Cool with Jeremy Clarkson?
Nice.
I love Top Gear. Sorry.
Of course you do, because it's bizarre. So.
Yeah, well, you know.
Yeah. Southern Belle says she's a night owl. I am not. I'm currently a permanently exhausted pigeon, but I used to be a morning person.
Yeah.
But, you know.
I just caught myself from making another cable error. There we go.
I had to stop because I think I know what the cables are going to be, but I have to, like, think about it. But look I got this much knitting done today while I was drinking beer and talking. So, I mean, not a bad day. Could have been worse.
Wednesday.
So, all right.
Anyways.
We just keep saying we're going to leave, and we haven't. So, we're really going to leave.
Chicken Lady. Check her out. She's the best.
She is fabulous.
Also, I didn't show off, but you can get socks cranked by Mr. Chicken Lady and in lovely hand-dyed yarns, or you can send your own yarns in, because you know what? Winter is coming. Winter is coming, and it's going to kill you. So get some nice warm socks so you don't die. So you have warm clothes.
We don't live where you live. It's not going to kill us.
Well, it's going to kill me. Okay, so
but you have your hobo outfit. You'll be fine.
Yes, I'm very grateful to have lovely, warm Chicken Lady socks in our colorway, which is
nice.
Literally Incorrect Knitters.
I think I picked our colorway too.
I know. So. We're gonna we should meet up and have matching socks.
Well, if we get together again, we can wear our matching socks.
Okay.
So. Cassie says we should have a winter is coming challenge. No, we have other challenges coming. So
we have other challenges coming, and
don't
I
worry.
don't think Game of Thrones. Sorry, man.
It's
never won't start.
So I've never seen Game of Thrones. We're not doing it. Have you seen it?
No.
Okay. Yeah. No. It's not Star Trek themed. We're not doing it.
Okay, I'm type.
Check out Chicken Lady. Quail 20 PIK.
Quail 20
off your order.
Exactly, 20% off your order. Get some lovely yarn. Winter is coming. Her new fall colors, fantastic. Go see them. She has bulky yarn again, which is good.
She has sport weight that I didn't know she had. So hey,
there you go.
You know, it's all good. Cool. See you on Tuesday, because we'll be back in like 48 hours, less than 48 hours.
Yeah.
It's a whole many days full of us. So
we're going to see you super soon. Birdie is going to be there. The famous artist Birdie Rose and other members of our lovely channel.
Yeah.
Oh, not members of our channel. We're the only members of our channel, but our friends.
Our friends will be there. That we like to enjoy hanging out with. So. Right. Okay. I'm out. We will see you guys on Tuesday.
See you then.
All right. Bye.